Hemp farming is now legal in the United States after a bill passed at the end of 2018. Oregon leaders believe it could bring big business to our state, and local farmers are excited about new opportunities.
Caucasian persuasion, man. What's up? Man, it's hot out here, dude.
I told you, it's hot.
Good, you too. Yeah, it's hotter than LA out there. Shit.
Perfect.
I haven't done this since I was a kid.
This is all pretty much Zoe stuff in here. I guess they took out the lavender kush there.
The smell is so pungent.
Like starting here over basically, and this is all critical berries.
Mm.
Whole thing. It's just a giant field of berries. Hey, hey, what up, what up?
Hey guys, it's Jesse. We're out here in the allium. We just chopped it. We got the OZ Kush behind us, and we're really excited about these genetics. We tried some new techniques this year. We grew in a new field, so we kind of changed the watering cycles a little bit. We watered more frequently at a shorter duration. I think the plants really responded to that. You can see how massive these colas are. Yeah, props to Hoku Seeds. We're really enjoying growing these things. Our fertilization was pretty similar to last year. We did the chicken manure when we built the beds, and we've been fertigating with fish and some soluble minerals. So the plants have really responded well to that, and the weather's just been perfect. We couldn't ask for better weather. Low humidity, super warm. So it's been 90 degrees every day. So they're finishing up really nice, and we can really take them to full maturity. So I think you guys are going to be really happy with the product this year.
And how's the harvest been so far? Has there been any hiccups or anything?
So the harvest this year has been really smooth. The weather, I can't stress enough how good the weather's been, because that can kind of make or break your harvest. And we're so blessed to be in this sheltered valley. And luckily there hasn't even really been any storms to even worry about. So yeah, we just really couldn't ask for better weather. No major hiccups, just the normal stuff. It always takes a few days to get in the groove. So I feel like we're about 2 weeks in, so I feel like now we're really cruising through. This year we did right around 25,000 plants.
And how long total is it going to take you to harvest all that?
So to harvest this season, we're kind of estimating 4 to 6 weeks, given variables like mainly the weather. But the long range forecast looks really good, so I think we're going to be able to, take everything. Because sometimes we'll just come through if we're under the gun and just take the prime cuts. But since we have such a massive window, we're kind of going really hard and taking as much as we can.
And how do you dictate what you harvest first?
So really it's all about just when they're ready. So I kind of walk the fields in the morning and kind of make a mental game plan for the week ahead. And we're mainly just looking at the density, and you can tell a lot by the hairs. So we kind of look for like 2/3 of the hairs turning red, and then the density obviously too, because you don't want to let them go too long, because then you start to have issues with just it's getting past its prime. So this strain is the Allium OG, and it's a first time we grew it this year, and yeah, I can't say enough about it. Big burly stems. I was a little worried that they were all going to be males, honestly, just from their stature before they started flowering, but the feminization rate was great. I think we only found maybe 1 male and 1 Hermy. And yeah, they could really support these massive buds with these huge stems. So the Rainbow Sherbet, the smell on that is incredible. That's a new one from High Alpine Genetics that we grew. It has the most unique terpene profile I've smelled on a hemp plant. And then I think the OZ Kush, just the way it grows in these massive buds, it's really fun to grow stuff like this. I can't wait to smoke it. Yeah, so once again, I can't say enough about how great the weather is going to be. I have a feeling this will be our best crop yet, so I'm just really excited for all you guys to get your hands on this awesome flower, and I hope you all enjoy it as much as I will.
So what's the technique of leaving some of the flowers on the lower stems?
So we come back through and we have a bean picker that is designed to pick green beans that we've kind of modified, and it can just come through and take all the leftovers, and then that's what we use for our oil.
All right, it's been a long harvest day. Everybody worked hard, we're all sweaty, and got a moment of peace and quiet. And so we're here with Jesha.
The Howard Stern of outdoor. Well, we've been having a fucking killer day with Shabazz here. It was great to get Shabazz out, doing a little harvesting out here. Got some scissors in his hand and set him loose on the OZK F3 CBD. So we got a little labor out of the guy, which, you know, we're big fans of free labor. So that was fantastic. Thank you very much. And yeah, dude, we've just been having an absolutely phenomenal harvest season so far. This entire season, really, but especially like the end of this, we haven't had any rain since August. We've had very few winds. Storms have not been an issue at all. We've been really fortunate this summer because there have been a lot of fires east of us here over in Central Oregon. We managed to stay fairly protected all summer long, maybe had 2 or 3 smoky days total in the valley. So we just feel really fortunate, really blessed to have had the weather conditions we're having. Ultra low humidity, high heat. We're experiencing absolutely zero bud rot in the field this season. The plants have been loving it. We're just having a lot of consistency. And we've got a lot of exciting new strains. We added a couple new breeders to our list this year, and we're just super excited to get this stuff to market. Feel blessed that Shabazz can come here and do this whole thing and tour the farm, and just been having a great time with him these last couple of days, and just can't wait for the rest of you to get a chance to try it. So I'm really excited. We're growing at a new field this season. We expanded. We had done 2 acres in the past, and so we've grown to a full 5 acres now. We needed to do that in order to accommodate all the new strains that we've added. We actually aren't growing any more of one particular strain. It's just that we've added so many strains that we're still growing a similar amount of the strains that we've grown in the past, you know, basically 200 to 300 pounds per strain. But we've added, again, more to the menu, so we needed more space to grow. Anyway, we're really happy with this here. We've got some phenomenal views, not only in Mount McLaughlin over there, but we've got Table Rock off in this direction. The thing about where we're at this field here is we're actually a little bit lower elevation than where we've been in the past. And so we don't have the same fog issues. We've had absolutely zero bud rot, zero mildew this season, which in the past we used to deal with some spotty stuff here and there. Each plant would kind of have 1 or 2, you know, buds that got affected. We haven't seen any of that this season. So again, part of that's just due to the weather conditions, but also that's due to the fact that we're here in this location that is low in the valley, extremely low humidity. We've had low winds, and so we've just been blessed with just all around killer conditions this year.
Why don't you tell us about the new flavors you got this year?
Yeah. Okay. So we have a sexy new lineup that I'm really excited to reveal. I mean, if you've been on Instagram or Shabazz's Patreon, you've probably already seen the list this year, but I'll run through them all. I may forget 1 or 2, so bear with me. But I'm going to start with our Zoe therapeutic strains. So we have one that we're super excited about. We're calling it LOF Kush, and this is the original Kush strain that Chris brought back from Spain. I believe it's his number 7 pheno. We are the only farm with it this season, so Chris was generous enough to allow us to name it. So we're calling it LOF Kush. Shabazz actually helped with that a little bit. Anyway, that's one strain super excited about. A couple more new ones that we're doing from Zoe are Lavender Kush. So that's one to look out for. Another new strain that we're doing from Zoe this year is Pre-98 Bubba. So that's actually just a few rows over from here. We'll walk through that later. We have 3 lemon octane phenos. We have lemon octane 2, which is very much on the purpley side of things. We have lemon octane 13, which is the lemon octane you're all familiar with that a lot of farms have been selling in the last few years. That one's kind of a mixed purple and greenish sort of thing. And then we have the lemon octane 69, which is a very green, pheno of lemon octane. So I think we've kind of covered the spectrum with the lemon octane. We have blue nitro, of course. Last year we did blue nitro. We had some issues with some of those plants in the field, so the harvest on that was pretty small. We only got about 20 pounds total. This year we'll have a few 100 pounds. So we have a lot more blue nitro, plus the nitro we grew, I think just looks a lot healthier and just overall kind of, you know, better plant. What else from Zoe? We have critical berries, the same critical berries you've all grown to know and love. Royal OG, Bubba Kush 12. So I think we did, I want to say 9, I can't keep track. It's like 10 or 11 total that we did from Zoe. Anyway, Shabazz is publishing the list right here as I'm speaking. You'll probably see it scrolling on the screen, but he's going to help me out with that. And then we did 2 strains from High Alpine Genetics this year. We did their Rainbow Sherbet, which I'm really excited about. Shabazz is actually going to get to puff some of that in just a second here. We harvested that a couple weeks ago. It's been drying. That'll be one of our first flowers to come to market. And then we did Raspberry Bear Claw, which actually I'm standing next to a Raspberry Bear Claw right here. Really crystally, smells fantastic, really nice compact nugs. I think you guys are going to love that. And then we did 2 from Hoku, which in my opinion are 2 of our more attractive strains I think that we're going to have this season. We did one called OZK-F3 CBD. I know that they have 3 variations of the OZK available right now. One is very heavy CBG leaning. The one we grew was kind of in the middle, kind of an even balance of CBD and CBG. And then I think they have another one which is primarily CBD dominant. But we did the OZK F3 CBD, which is kind of right in the middle. Based off the pre-harvest test that we've seen already, it's basically like a 1-to-1 ratio of CBD and CBG. But that OZK looks phenomenal. That's what we had Shabazz out harvesting earlier today. You may have seen some pictures of that one already. Just amazing bud structure on that, just amazing aroma coming off that thing, just super gassy, super crystally. It checks all the boxes in terms of looks and bag appeal and everything else. I think you guys are going to love that. And then another one that I'm really excited about, which is new from them and is kind of something very different than some of the other strains we've grown, is called Allium OG. And Allium is the flower that a garlic or an onion makes when it's in bloom. I think this was a pretty aptly named strain because when you smell it, you get garlic and red onion and very savory aroma from it. The nugs are really grenade-like. They're big, they're dense. They kind of weigh the individual stems down because they get so heavy. We were lucky we didn't have a lot of wind, because if we did, it probably would have damaged that strain quite a bit, but it didn't, so that's great. Anyway, I'm really excited for the Allium. And then last but not least, we do have some Sour Chem that we did from Oregon CBD. I actually think this is the gassiest, most pungent strain we've ever grown from Oregon CBD, so I'm actually pretty excited about it. It produced these cola nugs that were just massive. We'll show some pictures of that later. We've actually already harvested that one, so I can't show it to you in the field, but it made just some massive, like baseball bat size cola nugs. So anyway, it's 16 strains in all. I may have forgotten to mention 1 or 2. I'm sorry if I did. I know we talked about doing some CBDV again this year, and I was kind of convinced at the beginning of the season we were going to do that. Unfortunately, we did not. I'm kind of bummed we didn't. Really going to push for that for next season, and I think it's quite possible you'll see either a return of Pine Walker or Forbidden V, but I know I kind of teased that early on, and again, my apologies that we don't have that one. There were a couple other breeders that provided us genetics this year that we just weren't able to squeeze in, unfortunately. Mountain Flowers Hemp had some really attractive looking strains for us, and then also East Fork Cultivators provided us with some Wesley's Wish and some Tequilma Kush, which I really wanted to grow those, but unfortunately we just kind of got started a little too late on that, so those ones didn't happen, but we may add a couple more breeders this next coming season, so just something to look forward to.
Talk about your dry and cure.
Yeah, so we dry and cure right here on the property. We've got 2 different facilities that we dry and cure in. Everything is harvested here in the field. It's loaded into totes and then it's taken directly over to our drying facility, which is just over yonder. We hang everything, we slow dry. It takes about a full 14 days for us to dry everything out, and then we give everything about another 14 days of cure. So it's about a month-long process between the time we harvest it to the time that it's ready for sale. We're really slow in how we do all that. We try to keep the temperature as low as possible in those things, keep the humidity out, and you know, just maintain a nice, even, slow cure on all of that. And I think that's really, I think the extra time we take in our curing process is a big part of why our products have the flavor profile that they do.
Do you smoke cannabis? Do you smoke CBD flower?
I do. I smoke quite a bit of both type 1 and type 3 flower. I shop the dispensaries up in Portland quite a bit, you know, for my consumable type 1 flower. We also grow quite a bit here on the farm, you know, that I'll smoke throughout the year. I like variety, you know, so, you know, we'll grow, I think we have 6 different type 1 strains growing here right now. After a while, I've smoked enough of that, you know, I tend to go to the dispensaries and shop around a bit. Plus, I just like the whole experience. And I've gotten to know some of the farms, you know, over the years. And so there are people that I like to support. I imagine a lot of you are the same way, where, you know, you've come to find CBD farms that you're partial to, and it really doesn't matter what strain they put out or not. I just know that that farm is going to grow, you know, something chronic. So a lot of times I buy it just sort of based off of the farm reputation. That's actually probably how I buy most of my type 1 product. And then the type 3 stuff that I smoke, a lot of it is obviously my own. I clearly have access to that. But secondly, I've actually been getting quite a bit more just from other farmers that I've kind of networked with recently. A lot of people have been sending me stuff as samplers. I've been sending them stuff as samplers. And so it's really kind of helped broaden my whole palette of what is available from the CBD type 3 world. You know, networking with other growers has really kind of, again, sort of broadened my horizons of what's possible with CBD. Okay, I'll settle this one for you all right now, dude. Combustion. All right, Combustion all the way. Shabazz and I don't see eye to eye on every topic, but I will say that I wholeheartedly agree with him on the combustion versus vaping topic. I've actually had this conversation with a lot of headies in the past, and we all agree that combustion is the #1 consumption method if you want to feel the effects. Okay, if you're trying to save your lungs and avoid, you know, carcinogens and that kind of thing, all right, vaping, don't get me wrong. But if you really want to feel and taste that flower, you got to combust that shit.
So as someone who enjoys smoking, what is the first thing that you are looking forward to smoking from this year's harvest?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So the things I'm looking forward to smoking the most, honestly, Zoe has been so good to me over the years. I will always gravitate towards the Zoe. I'm super excited to try that lavender kush, that LOF kush. I'm really excited for Blue Nitro this year, just because, like I said, last year we kind of had some issues with it in the field, and this year it just turned out this year's Blue Nitro is going to be better than last year's, let's put it that way. So I'm very excited about that. You know, some of the strains that we've been growing for a few years now from them, you know, I'm a little less excited about. However, they're, you know, big sellers, so we continue to do it. I will say, you know, of the new strains that we grew this season, both of those from Hoku are, dude, I cannot say enough about the OZK F3, and I don't think Shabazz is feeling the Allium as much as I am, but I will vouch for the Allium and tell you right now that that's going to have a whole different aroma profile and a whole different flavor than anything else that you've smoked before. We're talking garlic, shallots, red onion. It's all right there. That I'm really excited about. I think that the first flowers that you're going to see for sale from us this season are going to be the Rainbow Sherbet. That's going to be available pretty soon here, actually. The Lemon Octane is going to be available pretty soon. The Lavender Kush isn't going to be too far behind all that. A lot of our Zoe stuff, other than the Lemon Octane, is finishing a little bit later. Both the OZK and the Allium are going to be right after the Rainbow Sherbet. We're probably looking at right around the first week in November that those strains I just mentioned should be available. And then the rest of this stuff that's still in the field that you're seeing now, most of this is coming down in probably a couple weeks from now. By the end of November, early December, this should all be ready. I will say for me personally, if I can have all this ready to go, or most of it ready to go into sale before Black Friday, that's really what we're aiming for, so that I can run a massive Black Friday sale and, you know, blow this shit out. So that's just my personal goal in terms of like getting this stuff to market.
Here's the number one question that everybody has, and that is there still going to be Shabazz samplers with the new harvest?
We will still have Shabazz samplers. I've still got to figure out exactly what that's going to be. I think what we really need to do is get this stuff dried out, cured, get Shabazz to sample it himself, and then he can make his selections of which, you know, 4 or 5 he's feeling like need to be in the Shabazz selection. But yeah, of course we're gonna continue to offer that. That was kind of new for me this year. I hadn't really done a whole lot of samplers in the past, just because, you know, weighing up small amounts of individual bags can sometimes be a little time consuming, and I get a little frustrated doing that, frankly. I think any of you who have ever bought a quarter from me know that I don't use a scale when I weigh those things. I literally just stuff as much of it in the bag as will fit, and I know that a lot of those quarters are closer to ½ ounces. That's just how we do it here. I love doing that, frankly. And so anyway, we will definitely increase the sampler. I may be doing some eighths with that. I may be doing some quarters. I may just do ounces. Again, we kind of get the crop in and ready for sale before I can exactly sort out which of those strains it'll going to be. But we'll have some sexy selections.
Are you going to be doing any new type of products, concentrates, carts, anything like that this year?
Yeah, we are. So we will be doing some new products. We're actually going to have some fresh frozen. We're not exactly sure which strain we're going to use to do that, but we're going to press some rosin out of that. So look for that coming for sale soon. That actually could be on the website pretty quickly here, probably in the next month, maybe 2 months at the most. But we will have some rosin, some fresh frozen rosin for sale. So that's going to be phenomenal. Another thing we're doing is, you know, I know a lot of you know about all these new bans and hemp regulations, and there's a lot of, you know, restrictions being put on products that are over 0.3 total THC. We haven't reached that threshold yet where we have to get to a point where we're not going to be selling those products, or we haven't stopped selling them in any one location. However, we are anticipating that something like that could happen, where there could be a period of time where we're not selling hemp flower. Let's all cross our fingers that doesn't happen. But because of that, what we're doing is we're expanding some of our other lines. So with our oils, you're going to see a variety of new flavors coming. We're going to do some seasonal blends. So we're probably going to do kind of a cinnamon kind of blend coming up for Christmas. We'll probably have something for the spring.
No pumpkin spice?
Maybe a pumpkin spice. I think we missed the boat. We're probably a little too late for a pumpkin spice. But we will be having more variety of flavors. One of the things that we also plan to do with the oils is start adding in some new cannabinoids. So we've done CBD and CBDV obviously in the past with our happy oil. That one's been a big hit because we are one of the only farms selling CBDV oil. But I want to do a CBN and a CBG version of that as well. So look for more flavors of oil and a new variety of cannabinoids within some of the oils that we offer. So those are all going to be brand new. We are expanding our topicals as well. So I'll start with our lip balm. We're going to have a lavender lip balm that's going to be coming out soon. And I think we're also doing a lemongrass lip balm coming out soon. And we actually have some new tubes that we're going to be putting those in, so you don't have to dip your finger in there to get it on your lips. So look for those. I think those are going to be hot. And then we're also expanding our topical line to have, you know, more salves. We plan to do a skin cream, but basically just sort of expanding those product lines in anticipation of the fact that we may not be able to sell hemp flower. We'll still have these products to be able to fall back on and still make some money off of and pay some bills, and hopefully get us through whatever period of time hemp is being restricted. Thank you everybody for coming on this tour with us. I can't say enough about Shabazz and just how grateful we are to him for all the knowledge that he helps provide to the hemp community. And just all of you who have given us support over this past year. There's so many of you, it'd be impossible, you know, for me to list everyone, but I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate getting those messages on Instagram and getting those comments on the YouTube channel. Seriously guys, that means the world to me. It means the world probably to any farmer, you know, or small business owner who gets that kind of positive affirmation. So I can't thank you enough for all of that, and just your overall customer support, the people that are helping us, you know, continue to be out here every year and do what we're passionate about. I love all of you. Okay, this whole community cannot say enough about. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.